Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Time and money to have the best experiences out of your life. In today's video, we are going to discuss about Ethereum and how it is an extraordinary cryptocurrency that was developed by a 19-year-old and which shows lot of potential along with various use cases that can be used in real world and not something that is there in fantasy. So just to give a quick background, Ethereum was developed by Vitalik Buterin, then 19-year-old, along with few other people. And one of the interesting reason for emergence or rather development of this was because this person, when he was playing an online game, more specifically World of Warcraft, his in-game achievement just was wiped out over just because of a change that was made by the central authority at Warcraft. And this change that was done by central authority stuck with him, and he wanted to bring in change wherein many things like that, not just in the game but various other places, each and everyone's life are affected due to some changes or something that is being brought by an external or third party, and it completely shakes your life. And assume this starts happening to something very near and dear to you, that is your personal finance and things that you are relying on, that is the government printing in more money, playing around with inflation, deflation, and bringing in something, and that can devastate your life. And not just government, it also ranges from banks and various other financial institutions which have a major play in affecting your life directly or indirectly. And now delving a little deeper into knowing a little bit more about Ethereum. Ethereum is actually the platform and the cryptocurrency powering this, or the medium of exchange that is used inside this platform is ETH or Ether. The short form is ETH. And Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency was a medium of exchange to store value and transact with each other. Ether is the one that is powering this platform of Ethereum and being helpful to reward the users and all the contributors as well as users. And few more points to note over here is that Ethereum is a tech platform and you need to know a technical language, or rather a language that computer can understand. And over here Solidity is the language that is used to write various business cases and various items over this Ethereum platform. And similarly, to build these use cases or business cases, you will need a platform, and it is called Ethereum Virtual Machine, EVM. Do not confuse it with electronic voting machine, just a side note. And then ensure to check out the video that I have made on cryptocurrency. It explains in a little more brief manner on how exactly cryptocurrencies work and who are the participants in this cryptocurrency market. And just to give a high level view, it is the users like you and us, then the business cases that might be built on it, and the miners, that is the people who validate it, and the people who validate this by using computing power and ensuring these hashes are solved and these data are stored as well as maintained electronically. So these players, especially miners, will not work for free. Consider any real world scenario, any services that you avail, indirectly or indirectly you're paying for it. Sometimes may not be directly in monetary terms, sometimes the data that you are giving or the future expectation of your value that the company is expecting or the service you are availing are expecting from you in future. And there is nothing called free lunch. And similarly, these people who are mining in the Ethereum blockchain are rewarded with Ether for ensuring that this whole network is up, and it is not a single person who is maintaining this. There are several 100,000 people who are contributing and working and ensuring that this network is up, so that even if one person goes down, the whole Ethereum will not collapse. You might have experienced many cases wherein Google, Facebook was down for multiple users across the globe just because it was a central authority and their servers crashed. But over here that will be a very rare situation and it might not be a possibility. I think now it's enough about the background of Ethereum. Now let's see what are the real world cases so that we can evaluate if Ethereum is something that you can invest on, or more specifically, Ether is something that you can consider investing in. So the first scenario that I am very much interested in is DeFi, that is decentralized finance. So currently all the major financial transactions, financial store of value, financial growth, or any kind of financial touch to it is being regulated by various authorities and central authorities and governments. And with decentralized finance, they want to break it away with it and want to grow in such a way that not just a single authority or a single person can have control over it. It's not just about payment. In the way Bitcoin was developed, that is to ensure payment happens cross border and peer to peer network payment happens, this is something much more wider to it. Imagine the whole banking network on this platform, that is the decentralized finance, not a single person owning it, but rather as a community this whole platform is built, and all the participants are duly rewarded, as well as benefits reaped by various players in this segment. And the beauty of it is the change is happening now. It is not happening on some whiteboard or a piece of paper. It's rather happening in the real world, and changes are being coming up each and every day. There are several businesses that are actually being built and trying to serve various community and various underserved and unbanked community as well. And this can grow quite large, that too especially with an advent of technology, and reach to various users as well as various unbanked community. And the second business case scenario that is going to revolutionize various communities and various businesses are basically DApps, that is decentralized application. Again, many things are revolving around this decentralized category and thought process. Just imagine this, most of our day-to-day activities happen on phone, right from receiving a call, alarm, communication, sending a message, to being in touch with outside world, be it social media apps, various other finance apps, and various other apps that you might be using of. And it is actually scary to see how these centralized authorities are working with data, though it has become a habit of it, even though we know that these are very scary and large organizations and they might have adverse impact on us, but still we continue to rely on them and use them because of not having a good enough alternative or somewhere where we can connect. But this DApp seems to be the solution which is going to change and revolutionize the world. Let's see what happens, though this is at a nascent stage and everyone has to see and actually experience and come on to these platforms. And I need not have to say what is the business potential of this. Just imagine Facebook alone is nearing $1 trillion valuation, and if you combine various other technological platforms which are running centrally focusing on applications or mobile applications are nearing some several $1 trillion, and imagine a good chunk of them coming onto this platform and transacting on it. Just imagine what is the kind of community and growth that this platform or Ethereum can see. And third very interesting use case is smart contracts. That is, imagine you went to buy a car, you hand over the cash in terms of hard cash or maybe check or electronic modes of transport, and then the person gives you or hands over key along with the paper document. Imagine tomorrow you go and you transact through Ethereum platform or some third party application that is built over Ethereum, and you buy it and digitally you get access to the car, and there is no intermediary and you need not have to interact with anyone. You go near the car, you like it, you book that car, and electronically this Ethereum smart contract works, and basically your car is unlocked and it is for you to use. How seamless and beautiful it will be. So this was just an example, and this can reach far and wide, not just limited to car buying. It could lead from any kind of purchase, sales, renting, leasing. And there can be another set of business that can be built over this layer, that is physical security. And because many of these contracts might require some sort of physical verification, some players might emerge in this, but this is still a very much smaller percentage of the market, and this is something like a tidbit that I wanted to say, and we can see how the market evolves. And the way this can be implemented is just enormous. It could range even to your education. Let's say you received a lecture for 1 hour and immediately the settlement happens. And similarly, various cases that you can think of. Each and everything can combine this smart contract and can happen seamlessly with much lesser legal consequences and complexities. And fourth business case is NFT, that is non-fungible tokens. Let's say you created a piece of art. It might be actual art in terms of painting, electronic art, music, literary piece of art, or anything. So you can convert this into a non-fungible token, and this token can be sold and you can get benefit out of it. There are various aspects to it. One is the legal angle, wherein the rightful owner of this can always be rightly tracked and someone cannot misuse it or sell it in a bogus way. And second is the artist or the creator themselves. That is, let's say the person who created the piece of art in many a times may not receive a big chunk of value that might actually be transacted in. There are many middlemen who eat away a large chunk of commission, and what the artists get are sometime in peanuts. And another benefit is, let's say your piece of art was created by you and sold tomorrow for only 100 rupees, and let's say you set the commission percentage as 5%. So in the first transaction you might only receive 5 rupees, but let's say this piece of art becomes famous and on a later stage this gets sold for, let's say, $1 million. So you will again get 5% on that whole $1 million. That will be $50,000. dollars. So in this way, artists can be rewarded in multiple fronts, and this can be a very beneficial boon to various communities. And next business cases, I want to combine it as others. That is, even though others is a very wide topic, there are multiple solutions to this. That is, at one side you have solutions to supply chain related items, and at the other end education related item, and at the other end sports management and various other fields that you can think of. Blockchain can be implemented, and this is not something again happening on a piece of paper. Real world actions are being taken. So to give an example, a pharmaceutical company wanted to send consignment A from, let's say, Japan to USA, and in transit there is very much a possibility that there can be some contamination, or rather there can be some way a duplicate item can be switched and fake goods can be sent, and this was solved by using blockchain. So similarly, the use cases are just enormous. This is just one example. I will link down to few articles where actual real world applications have been made and strides are being seen. So if you have watched till now, I hope you are someone who is really interested into it. So over here I want to cover a little more technical aspect, that is 2 points over here. That is, the common blockchain that many people think of are public blockchain. But the strength of Ethereum over here is that there can be multiple layers built on top of it, and there can be permission blockchains built, and there can be enterprise specific blockchain that can be built. Just to give an example, there is something called Quorum, and that was developed by JP Morgan on top of this Ethereum platform, and this is being used widely in various organizations around the world. So again, I linked down an article to read a little more technical aspect to this, which can shed a little more deeper light. So basically, in a nutshell, the normal blockchain, there cannot be customization to use it to your business requirement, but this Ethereum has that feature, and you can build on it and take the most out of it and make the most advantage out of it. And second point is, someone who is researching deeply onto Ethereum, already they might have one big disadvantage on their mind, that is very costly transaction charges. So to give an update over here, Ethereum is switching to Ethereum 2.0. Over here, Ethereum is switching the way their currencies are mined, or rather the way their platforms are run over. So it is being dubbed as ETH 2.0 or Ethereum 2.0. Earlier it used to work on proof of work basis to mine these. That is, it required many chunk of machines working on the same problem and trying to solve this. Again, go check out the video on cryptocurrency where a little brief is given about these terms, and it might look alien words. And so because of this, because many people were running this, there was huge monetary value as well as energy consumption that used to happen. And to reward this, the actual cost of transactions were very high. And now they want to switch to POS, that is proof of stake. And for this, for you to enter the mining pool, you need to have some Ethereum, and you will have to stake that to start mining. And then there are various technicalities. The simple concept is, if you do correctly and mine correctly and add the block, and if it is right, then you get rewarded in Ethereum. But if you are wrong, you are penalized for it, and your Ethereum that you had staked is taken away from you. That will be a monetary loss for you. And because of this, there can be a good platform that can be built, and it will deterrate someone who wants to game the system and want to make a false use of it. So with this, I think this video has helped you to gain a little more wider perspective, and for more understanding, go through the links that I have linked down below. It will help you to gain more clarity on things and can help you to take the right and informed decision. Again, if you want to invest, go check out my link for investing in cryptocurrencies, where you can get 50 rupees worth of Bitcoin. And before ending the video, and the point that I had mentioned in the earlier video, that is, if I am going to invest in cryptocurrencies, the answer is yes, I am going to invest, but it will be in a staggered manner, because cryptocurrency still does not have strong fundamentals or technicals wherein market sentiment always determines the same behavior. There is still huge ups and downs that are happening. I will invest a very small portion of my money in something that I am comfortable dealing with the risk, and hope to be part of this community. And that is how the whole economy will evolve, as well as the community will evolve, and help build this community. Though I might be a small fish in the ocean, I think this might help the overall sentiment. With this, I hope you like the video. Please like this video, comment and share with as many people as you can, as well as subscribe down to the channel. Humble request, please help grow this channel and support the effort that I'm putting in. I'll see you soon. Timon.